Hey, Matt.
Hello there.
What are we doing while you move the fan?
Well, I'm moving fans. The mechanical kind.
Not the fictional kind?
Exactly. We are on a very important mission.
We are on a mission.
To bring knowledge.
Knowledge.
Of, I'm trying to think of where to take this now. Damn.
Come on, Southern Baptist.
I know, I was trying to elevate it. I'm aiming too high is the problem.
Bring
No,
bring those expectations down.
Yeah. We're doing a podcast, as usual. Not on a Friday.
Yeah, on a Saturday this time.
It is on a Saturday.
That date is wrong now.
What was it, 25th? Then?
25th?
August 25th, 2018.
All day.
The year of the Lord, 2018.
Or whatever China thinks it is. Cow, I don't know what it is this year. Monkey? It might have been last year.
I don't know. I'm not up to date on my
Your Chinese calendars?
no.
What if, seeing how this is technically a gaming podcast, technically, what have you been up to that I'm sure probably isn't gaming?
Woo woo. I haven't really been playing games, obviously. I don't know. I'm in a holding pattern. Just World of Warships, little World of Warships action. Trying to...
A little bit of your version of WoW.
Yeah. The lesser known WoW. Haven't been playing. I want to play. I have this issue with World of Warships where I want to get into it and play regularly and play seriously, but I suck.
Oh, okay.
Because
So it's a get good issue, or
nah, it's kind of. It is a good get good issue if you boil it down. It's just like what I stopped playing for so long, and now it's really hard to get back into it.
It's the grind to get back to what.
So it's frustrating, but that's all I've really been playing. And then stopped reading Bruce Lee book like halfway through and haven't kept up with it. So I'm just failing in life in all regards right now.
Jeez.
Watching anime. It seems to be the trend currently.
Still volleyball anime?
Volleyball anime, that's really it. Little slice of life anime in there.
Oh, okay. All right.
As well. I think it's called My...
Little Pony.
No, it's
Friendship is Magic.
I think it's My Teen Romantic.
Oh God.
High School Comedy Snafu or something. Why
isn't it just called anime?
It's really funny because like it's the whole point of the anime, and obviously you can kind of infer from the title that it's picking on that thing.
Yeah, on the
But
stereotypical
also
trope.
Being that thing, so it's like the main character is in the situation and going through it, but he basically like
fourth wall aware of it.
Not fourth wall aware of it, but is like aware of that Japanese societal thing and is trying to avoid it.
Oh, okay, all right.
And like hates, I don't want to say hates life, but like he's a loner and he doesn't want anything to do with anyone. And like he keeps getting put in this situation, so it's kind of it's definitely a comedy, and it's hilarious, and I enjoy it because the character is very much like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't know anyone.
Just
like,
leave me alone.
That exactly. So that's entertaining, but that's really about it. Just
not too much then.
Yeah, nothing exciting as
fun
usual.
Times.
How about you, good sir?
More than you.
As per usual, as well.
So still playing MLB. It's kind of taken a little bit of back dive because of the next thing I've been playing, which is a lot of World of Warcraft. I sometimes will try to get a game in a day of MLB, but it's kind of 50-50 at this point. A lot of World of Warcraft's been taken. I gotta get going. I gotta get where I need to be, get everything ready, yada yada. Then start another character when that one's done.
It's a lot.
These commitment things. And they say I have commitment issues. Liars. Yeah, so it's a lot of that. Today, I played a little bit of MLB, and then played the NBA Live 19 demo with Kenny for a bit. Interesting. We're getting somewhere. That's all I can really say.
Interesting, intrigued, as in like...
I wouldn't pay $60 for it.
Okay.
But they're getting better and better.
I wasn't sure if you were taking that in the direction of like, you two are interested in it and might get it, or the game itself is... If
we got it, we would get it with Origin Access, not a $60 purchase.
Yeah.
If that kind of infers where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been playing Monument Valley on my phone. So Monument Valley is a puzzle game.
Sounds so familiar.
It's been around for a couple of years, I think, if I remember right. But it was on a lot of people's, like, you need to play this game. Or, like, if you're ever looking for a mobile game, it's in the top 10 of every major site's list.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a puzzle game, calming, unique little puzzles. You're just trying to move through, interesting. After our mobile question last week, and I referred that, I got referred this. So I was like, whatever. $3.99. So I don't usually pay for mobile games, first off. But because I do those Google surveys,
yeah,
I had wallet balance. So I didn't really pay for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. There's a Monument Valley 2, but I don't know about that. I'm playing the first one first. Storyline's really important in puzzle games. And then I've just been watching baseball and soccer.
How's that going?
Soccer didn't go well last week. We'll see about tomorrow. Tomorrow's a different day, a different week. Oh, I played FM18, and I'm going to be playing again later.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw me when I was in the other day. We started our new save. So we still have the old one, but we did start the new one with the current rosters while we wait for 19 to release in November. FM19, that is. We enjoy it so far. We're a few games in. I'm liking what I've got. I don't usually ever really have any complaints because I play as Man U.
Hasn't reared its ugly head yet.
Yeah, I haven't got like a 6-game losing streak or anything. I'm not in 8th place like I was every other year when I started at the beginning.
Has Kenny been in the same scenario, or
I think he had one weird loss to Cardiff, I think. But otherwise, I mean, we've both kind of been fine.
For now.
Yeah, for now. I think he's more excited about this one because it's once we're actually in soccer season and we are playing with the lineups that they're playing with there, it's more...
You're more invested.
Yeah, we're more invested. So now we're actually trying... Like, the joke is this time, he's like, no, I'm actually going to be a manager now. And it's like, if you can't play this way, I'm getting rid of you. Like, I want my team to play a certain way, not like before where...
You see what you got and work around it.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm going to do this where it's like, I have a style of soccer I want to play, and if you can't do it, I need you to leave and get somebody in here that can.
That'll be interesting.
So, yeah, it's just a different take on things. It's interesting. That's about all.
Yeah. Formula One's off of summer break this weekend.
Yeah,
so
Formula
first
One
race.
2018, you could be
racing
right along with them.
It's been like kind of like showing up places. Like, it's been popular. I don't know what's up with that since it released. People are like, oh, it's a thing. It's there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those ones that I think it does it right based on what the little bit we watched. It seems to be pretty well aware of the scene and not like somebody that's just like, oh, yeah, make an F1 game because who cares, F1.
Yeah, not like a cheap imitation.
Yeah, and then it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks like it's really, like the actual gameplay of it looks really well, so cool.
Yeah.
But all those things came out back then, and we love new games. So there's a segue to the new releases part of this thing, in which there are 14 games on here. And I'm a fan maybe about 5. But all you got to do is come out this week, have a cool name, or what else is what's my other category? Have a cool name. Oh, and don't look like a piece of shit.
That probably cuts out like...
But the problem with not looking like a piece of shit and having a cool name is those sometimes you look like a piece of shit, but you have a cool name, so, you never know. Number 1, Morphe's Law for the Switch. Number 2, Under Night in... yeah, I forgot about this name. Under Night in Birth EXE latest for the PC. Yeah.
That's got to be Japanese.
Oh, yeah, it is. All-Star Fruit Racing for the PS4, Xbox, PC, and Switch.
If you're not racing as fruit, I'm going to be disappointed.
I think that's the idea.
Okay.
I'm going to race as a banana.
Kiwi.
Brawl Out. Ooh, kiwis are delicious. I'm going to eat you. Brawl Out for PS4 and Xbox. Guacamelee 2
Speaking of delicious.
for PS4 and PC. Not a fan of avocado, though.
I generally avoid it by itself.
Maybe that's the difference for me, but I just don't touch it. That being said, I feel like Guacamelee 2 is going to be a fun game at some point when I actually get around to playing it. Add it to the list. Number 6, Pizza Titan Ultra for the PS4.
Food theme this week.
Number 7, Shenmue 1 and 2 have made their way to the PS4, Xbox, and PC. Slime Rancher made its way to the PS4. Out of the Box to Switch and PS4.
Slime Rancher followed by Out of the Box. I don't know about this.
Hey, it's jokes. Number 10 is 7 Billion Humans for PC. There was also some Hollow Knight DLC that came out. Number 12 is Don't Sink for the Xbox. Number 13 is F1 2018 for PS4, Xbox, and PC. And number 14 is Planet of the Apes Last Frontier for the Xbox.
Planet of the Apes game.
I believe we talked about that back when for the PS4. I think it now made its way over to Xbox. I think it was a timed thing. It's the one that what's-his-name's actually working with.
What's his name?
Caesar.
Oh,
It's not Martin Short.
the fuck is his name?
Wow.
He does Gollum.
Mm-hmm. He's arguably the greatest motion capture person there is.
He's like a director and stuff now too.
Yeah, he has his own studio for motion
Yeah.
capture.
Shit, what is his name?
Boy.
It's digging deep. Gonna have to dig deep to the phone for that one, I guess.
I'll get it. You take number 1.
All right.
Let's get into some headlines while Nate looks up something that he should have known anyway.
Number 1 is meaty. It's basically a rundown of Gamescom, which was this week, and we threw together a list of the details from IGN, Polygon, and is that Engadget? Is that how you're supposed to pronounce
That's
that?
how I pronounce it.
Engadget, yeah.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis. Sorry, you're the man. All right, so how do we want to do this? I'll run through it, and then you comment if you'd like.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's go with our tried and true thing that Nate didn't pay too much attention to.
So first up, they showed Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighter gameplay. Specifically, this time around, it was Dark Samus, Chrom. Is that how you say that? Chrom?
Yep, I like Chrom.
And King K. Rool. How do you feel about Super Smash Bros.? Are you getting that? Do you plan on getting that? Do you not give a shit?
I think it will be one that I plan on getting because that one I could play 1v1, but like we were talking about with Mario Party, where Mario Party, I'm going to have to get a second set of Joy-Con. It'll be 50-50. I think I'm going to get it, but we'll see if other people I know end up with a Switch first.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Max. Your damn tail playing with cords.
Disrespect for cables.
And
Assassins.
I threw it on the ground.
One of these times he's gonna. Like, I feel like
I'm gonna look over and I'm gonna see him with both his front paws on each end of that cable, looking at me and about
Like
ready to
hanging?
pull him, like ready to just pull him apart. Like, what am I gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I feel like he's gonna catch his foot one time and get pissed and just like. Ugh.
Yeah, just the angry, like you stub your toe and then you just immediately reach out and kick whatever's next to you and hurt your other toe because you're an idiot.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Lots of hands-on demos that you can find on YouTube. The big main ones were character trailers for Cassandra and Alexios, the two playable characters. They were specifically focusing on how Greek mythology is integrated into the first civilization lore. Gods and such look to be endgame quest content.
Oh, cool. This game won't take a giant amount of time. On the plus side, in case you're worried about how long it's going to take, they did say they're not going to come out with one in 2019. So you got 2 years. They also said that they weren't going to come out with one this year, so believe them for as long as you want.
Yeah. I think so they released 2 DLCs for Origin.
Yep.
And I think the potential for more story-driven DLC for Odyssey is like significantly higher.
I would hope that it's lower and that it's just all in the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
I could see them doing, well, the problem, like, so much happens in Greece and, like, the surrounding area and everything.
Yeah.
That, like,
They could do stuff not in the same place. Like, venture over here and do stuff in this DLC area that's not part of actual Greece area.
Someone mentioned in the comments, which I never thought of, but it actually makes a lot of sense, is they're like, I can't remember where it was. It might have been Reddit or something like that. But they're like, I'm surprised there hasn't been a backlash about the whole Cassandra character, given that they're supposed to be Spartan.
Right, and she would not exist. She'd never have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're not technically Spartan.
Yeah.
Or she is the situation of sister friend of Alexios that wants to be Spartan but can't technically be Spartan, has had armor stolen for her. Every loophole you can to make it right. But yeah, a lot of content in upcoming Odyssey.
Yeah, they're really driving that. A lot of like, when's this game come out? It's like, is it this year?
It's October.
Well, I guess it just seems like they're really dragging it out.
I forget now. I wanted to say it was the same week as Battlefield, but I don't know if that's right.
I don't know. All right. Resident Evil 2 Remake had screenshots and gameplay trailer.
Cool.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice will be releasing March 22nd. And there was a gameplay shown. And I specifically wanted to mention the fact that some huge dude power bombs the main character and throws him against the wall. It looked cool, but that's literally all I watched of it. So,
I guess this is going to be the first one. I mean, we had ones at E3 too, but we always joke that there's that March, February time frame on everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to keep happening, people.
Yeah.
Get ready.
March seems to be the hot month this year.
Everything
for spring at least.
Everything we didn't think that we didn't hear dates about that are going to come out with dates by the end of the year is probably going to be that time frame. Except for a certain... Never mind. Not going to even give it dignified time until we get to it.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 had gameplay shown of one of its multiplayer maps, Arsenal.
Cool.
Didn't watch it because it's Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean, you've pretty much seen everything at this point, unless you wanted to see what another map looks like.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider has a new trailer and was featured for the RTX 2080 Ti announcement.
We'll talk more about that later.
Oh, shizzle. Let's see here. Devil May Cry 5 will be out March 8th, and about 15 minutes of gameplay was shown.
Cool. If anybody that likes Devil May Cry, I wanted to say the main character's name is Dante, but I'm not positive I'm right, so we'll move on.
Life is Strange had a new trailer, which apparently had story details in it, if you care about that.
I don't, because I don't care about Life is Strange. Boom. Got
also in that segment. Overwatch has a new animated short centered around Diva and is getting a new map based around her base.
Aha, it's based around her base.
Based around her base.
Base. Knowledge.
No trouble.
No trouble. I like that. I like what you're doing there. Yeah, it's... The short looks good.
It does.
It's a pretty good... I mean, it's a 7-minute and 48-second short. Pretty good.
I think they got a good thing going with Overwatch. They seem to...
Yeah,
they're keeping it going, keeping it strong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up there in their... They treat all their games pretty close to the vest.
Yeah.
They're all like their children. And then they just remember that they have Activision. They're like, why? Why did we do this?
Spyro Reignited Trilogy dropped some new screenshots. I think there might have been some gameplay. But I know for a fact last week there was a delay announcement. So delayed from September 21st to mid-November.
Boom. Suck it.
I like how they sneak the delay announcement in the week prior to Gamescom.
Yeah. Let's get this out there so that way when it gets covered up by all this other news, and everybody will forget that Spyro comes out in November anyway because there's all this other stuff going on.
Yeah. I feel like at that point they might as well just like move it to February.
No, they should have moved it into December at that point, I think.
December.
Move it into December, the week after Game Awards. Push a Game Awards trailer out there for it. Just like a, hey, remember this is happening.
Yeah, I guess you would.
And release that Tuesday afterwards.
There definitely would be a game you'd want out before Christmas because it's nostalgia.
It's a game out you want out before Christmas, but you don't need it out before Game Awards or all the other end of the year like knockoffs that are in November, wherever that cutoff is.
Yeah.
Because who cares? You don't need that to win Game of the Year. You're selling it for nostalgia factor. So push it the week after the Game Awards, which is a giantly public, viewed event. Push a trailer out there during that, and then just be like, cool, we're out that next Tuesday. And you get everybody that loves Spyro to buy it then, and you give them still like 3 weeks before holidays to talk about it and have kids put it on their wish list. Boom, Christmas sales, and then you fade into the ether.
I
feel like I could work in marketing.
Probably.
I mean, they would also probably hate me because I just said, oh, you delayed that till November? Delay it another month because you're idiots.
I feel like that game's like not going to sell like as well as
Crash.
Probably.
Well, I don't know. I think the only thing you can really compare it against is like Crash and Ratchet.
Yeah, which I don't think it will sell as well as those two.
It might not sell as well as them, but I don't think it'll do substantially worse than them. I think the only reason it would do worse than them is because they were both released in a much more favorable window.
Mm-hmm.
Crash in June, and I think Ratchet was in a springtime release. So it's like, okay, you can get away with that when you're going to try to release this around Red Dead, Fallout, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Forza, Assassin's Creed, yada, 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 yada. Smash Bros. Like, I mean...
It's going to be a gnarly
Kingdom Hearts. You're releasing it against Kingdom Hearts. And Kingdom Hearts fans are probably the same as Spyro fans. Like there's got to be a pie chart crossover there. But guess what? Everybody's going to play. They're going to play Kingdom Hearts because they've been waiting 19 years for it.
I'm curious. It's going to be interesting this year to see how many people claim that their game didn't sell as well because of competition.
Because of X reason that's not their fault.
Yeah.
Our game didn't sell well, but it's not our fault.
Like, obviously, Tomb Raider's, like, that one's distinctly obvious because it wasn't as crowded at that point, and they just, like, they released, like, what did they release alongside of?
Which one? The second one or the first one?
The second one?
They released...
Like, that one was, like, an obvious one where they could make that claim and it was valid.
Were they... I don't think they were in the Fallout 4 year. They were in a weird...
Yeah.
A weird time frame. I mean, the other one that can claim it is Titanfall.
Oh, yeah, definitely Titanfall.
Titanfall 2 got hard-boned by Battlefield and Call of Duty, pinched right around it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also... I blame EA at that point.
Yeah, like...
There was...
One of the... Was it Titanfall was the one where, like... People were like had conspiracy theories going that like
because EA was publishing Titanfall, which was made by Respawn, and they published it at the same time or within the same 2-week period as Call of Duty and Battlefield, and then because the theory of conspiracy would be that because it sold poorly, they went down in value, and then EA, rather than selling, like they were just their publisher, then bought them to work on their currently, well, I guess now titled Star Wars game at a probably reduced cost from what they would have tried to have bought them after Titanfall 1.
That sounds very EA like.
Shadow games, people. We're all just playing shadow games. We're cogs in a machine. Anyway.
For Honor had gameplay trailers of its new arcade mode. Still chipping away. For Honor.
Not going away. Which, fucking impressive, honestly.
It really is.
Because when you saw it in the beginning, you're like, okay, cool. This will be good for like a year, like cool, fun, and combat. We're 4 years out from that trailer. 5 years.
It was free recently, I think, on Game
Steam.
Pass or Xbox or
Steam.
something. Or maybe was it Universal?
Maybe it was a Universal one, but I know it was definitely on Steam because there was an article that was written about it boosting its numbers on Steam.
Same thing for Xbox. I had some friends who have Xboxes, and they all downloaded For Honor when it was free, and they were like, "This game's awesome!" Like,
yeah, it's definitely a fun game.
So,
I think it's just one where, like, for me, trying to play solo, it wouldn't entice me.
Metro Exodus had a new gameplay trailer. They also made an appearance at Nvidia's announcement.
Also cool. I mean, Metro, that Exodus thing still looks cool. I want to still see more of it. Like, even though we've seen some, I still want to. They haven't satiated me yet.
Mm-hmm. All right, Until Dawn's developer, Supermassive Games, and Bandai Namco announced the Dark Pictures Anthology. It'll be a series of separate games they'll exist in the same universe, but be standalone. Meant, obviously, to scare players. They're horror thrillers, whatever the hell you want to call them. The first game will be out in 2019, and it's called Man of Medan.
I like Medan.
Medan.
I feel like that sounds more piratey. I could be wrong. The Man of Medan.
It's based on the Orang Medan. How'd you say it again?
Medan.
Medan, was that it? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Medan.
But it's essentially a ghost
Well, it's either
ship.
that or I'm going to get ignorant and say Medan. But I don't think that's it either.
It could be, though. Could be that. I don't know. It's based on an actual ghost ship that from like 1954 or 56 or something like that.
Spooky.
Appears to have a similar style to Until Dawn. It's using the Decima engine, which was used for Horizon Zero Dawn and Death Stranding.
Which, in case you haven't seen either of those, looks gorgeous.
Yes.
Cool. More Until Dawn.
Yeah.
And it's not some weird VR on-rail shooter. That's what people want.
Looks interesting.
Give the people what they want.
Okay.
Okay.
Destiny's 2 Forsaken DLC gameplay was shown off, including the new Gambit mode, which actually looks kind of interesting. They also released a cinematic trailer called Last Stand of the Gunslinger, which is basically the death of Cade 6.
Have you gone back to Destiny?
I have not.
Neither have I. Played the original, bought the first DLC, realized that was a mistake, and never said it. And said never again.
I always lust for it. Like, I'm always like, I'll always be just sitting around or just chilling, and I'll get this random, like, man, I really miss Destiny. Like, because the gameplay, like the gunplay, is so good.
I was scrolling through one of my news sources. I think it was just the app that I was using, and I saw a couple Destiny articles, and I'm like, man, I enjoyed it, but I can't do what they want. There's no way.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I can't. I gotta just put my foot down. Stand by my conviction.
In my mind, we weren't given what we were promised.
Right.
For the idea of Destiny. And
10 years, people.
Yeah, and they made it out to be like this experience you were going to be able to go through with friends. And it turned out to be like, oh, here's a little snippet of story. Go play multiplayer. Yeah. Go run through these same missions 800 times.
Over and over and over and over.
Yeah, so it's like really hard for me to, care anymore.
Like I feel, yeah. Nope. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, let's see here. Microsoft announced Xbox Game Pass mobile app, which is basically for Game Pass users, so they'll be able to manage their subscriptions, install games through the Xbox from the app.
Cool.
Basically like a maintenance app.
Yeah. Cool thing, I guess, if your Xbox I think it has a rest mode on it.
It does.
So, yeah, if you're not home and something came out and you're like, oh, yeah, that'd be cool, and you're hanging out with friends, just open that up and hit download and have it ready when you get home.
Yeah, I really like that idea. Where was I?
Comic book service.
There's a comic book service announced for Switch called Inky Pen.
Cool.
Great fucking idea.
Yep. It makes sense.
It really does.
Basically, portable e-reader. So put comic books on it.
I saw that and I was like, that makes me want to Switch. But I'd be insane to buy a Switch for a freaking comic book service.
Yep. You could just get a comic book service.
I know. Halo Master Chief Collection is coming to Xbox Game Pass on September 1st.
Finally have a date for that.
Very soon. We got gameplay trailers for Starlink Battle of Atlas. That was that Toys to Life game that we saw at E3 that had Star Fox for Nintendo shown, I guess.
Cool.
That game's gonna fucking flop.
Yeah, I almost, maybe it won't. Maybe they know something we don't, but I almost just want to run into the studio and just be like, do you understand what you're doing? Toys to Life is dead. You are all without jobs in 4 months. Why are you here?
I don't know. Like, I love the idea is so cool, but the black hole of money that is required for those
sheer money pit
is ridiculous that no one can commit to.
Yeah. Even the one that I thought was a shoo-in, here was the weird part, right? If you're going to talk about any of them that I don't think should have succeeded, Skylanders never should have succeeded.
And that one's still going.
Right, it's the biggest one. Because it's not a known property, yada yada.
Because it made a market first, probably.
Yeah. But then Disney comes along. Disney. Of all things, characters everybody knows, out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Lego Dimensions. I can build Legos and use them in a video game? And the Lego video games are great, like, casual games as it is?
Crazy.
Yeah, great idea. Holy shit. What, they went out of business? Fuck. PlayMotion.
Oh, yeah.
That gigantic failure.
I forgot about PlayMotion. Holy shit.
There's probably another one. And then Amiibos.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't collector's items. We're only putting out 5. But they're not collector's items. Only putting out 5. Whatever, Nintendo.
That should be their slogan, Nintendo's slogan.
These aren't collector items, but we're only putting out 5.
Love you, Nintendo. Not really. Where was I? Oh, yeah.
You know Shigeru Miyamoto listens to this, right?
Super Mario Party was there, but I don't think they released. There was just demos for it. So IGN's preview of it described Super Mario Party playing it with 2 Switches as feels like magic. That was the whole thing where you butt switches together to make a map.
Yeah. That was that weird part in the trailer where you see them sliding the switches around. I was like, that interesting? But hey, if it works and it's interesting, cool.
Yeah. That's I have some people I work with that just got Switches, and I'm always like, did you bring your Switch in? Because they're playing Zelda. I think they both got Zelda, and they're way into it at this point. I'm like, oh, did you bring your Switch in so you can play it while you're at work or whatever?
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
I would.
I don't get it. One of them's Die Hard, he only plays it on a television.
Why'd you get a Switch?
And the other one's Die Hard,
only portable?
Only portable.
It doesn't bring it in.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, I want to play Mario Party so bad because it's a fun time, but I have to just have a justification, and playing Mario Party is not the justification I want, of having to get a second set of Joy-Cons.
Yeah. Does it need both, or do you need 4 players to play it? How's that
No.
work?
I say that because I think you could pass the controller around technically to get through the board games and stuff, but when there's the mini games and you're all supposed to have a controller, I don't think that works at that point.
It's hard. I mean, those fucking things are expensive. $80.
I think you can get them for $60 on Amazon or maybe even $70. But it's still just I don't have a justification. If Nintendo, you want to send me some Joy-Cons, I don't care what color, I'll take them. I need a left and a right pair. So just your box you normally sell, send it.
Give it.
Just message me either on Twitter or on the Gamers2 Twitter, and I'll talk with you then. Yeah, sure. There's only 5 followers on the Gamers2 Twitter. It's still just me. All right. It's not fake account. Jeez.
All right, FIFA 2019.
PO box.
FIFA 2019 gameplay was shown, including a full match of survival mode.
Full match of survival mode. If you want to watch FIFA just get played, go watch that. It doesn't matter that it's survival mode or not.
Yeah, that was. It
sounds like it should be more climactic, but it's not.
I was hoping it would be more. I think what they need to do for survival mode is get rid of the goalie.
No, I think what they need to do is show the players walking around with like shivs. Like make it look like take
the rules away.
No, just make them look like they're in PUBG.
So they're wearing like body armor.
Yeah, don't even wear your normal uniforms. Just like it's survival mode, you need to survive.
See, that would be cool. That would be funny. That would be like really funny.
Yeah, but that's funny, and FIFA doesn't do funny until this year, where they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll do survival mode, where if you score a goal, a random player on your team gets tossed out of the game." It's not even the one that scored the goal; it's just a random fucking player.
Like if they put the field like in the middle of like a battle zone or something like that, something bizarre like.
Yeah, remove the stadium. They're just playing on a dirt, like make it a sand field.
Yeah,
and they're playing in the middle of a war zone.
There's like shit, like bombs going off.
Yeah, if you are down 5, if you score 5 goals, you get to activate a nuke and you get kill streaks. Who cares?
What we are way better at this than they are.
Oh yeah,
bastards.
What if? No, I mean I could come up with a bunch of dumb feet. What if you put it so like the center of the pitch was lower elevation, so it was like playing in a bowl, and you had to run uphill.
So the ball's
always trying to roll back to the middle, unless you can control it and like run uphill, and you're just trying to blast these shots everywhere.
Yeah, that'd be
that's a weird
interesting mode.
We call it levolution. Because every now and then it's just that the pitch
it'll invert.
Yeah, it just either goes up like a drawbridge, and the pitch goes up, so it's always rolling towards a goal. So that way you're just trying to like blast it over almost volleyball style.
What they should put in is a foosball mode,
or it goes concave and goes down, so it's always rolling in the middle. So there's just like drawbridge mechanics to it.
They should put
it's like a sleep number bed. Sponsor me, so you could just have firmness on which. Weather changes. You can end up in a hurricane. Just wind everywhere. So you try to kick. You try to kick the ball, and the wind is like 30 mile an hour to the left. So it's just you kick it to the right, and it just puts it a bend on it like Beckham, and just snipes it back into the corner. It'd be a lot of interesting times we could do. EA, call me.
All right. Speaking of survival and battle royale.
That's what I finished talking about.
Fear the Wolves gameplay was shown. It's basically a battle royale version of Stalker.
Stalker, PvP, the original,
first
person survival. I mean, I guess it kind of
was.
It's what I think it came out before Fallout 3.
I think so. Yeah.
And anyway,
it's PvP and PvE. Takes place in Chernobyl, of course.
Of course, because where else does Stalker take place but a giant radiated area
with weird mutant beasts. New trailer for The Sinking City, which looked pretty interesting.
Nothing but Lovecraft.
Yeah, we're Lovecraftian right now. That's
going
to be the new thing.
The only thing that would have made that trailer better, and I say better, it would have just made me laugh the entire time, is if the guy, very Lovecraftian looking, but was wearing the black glasses with the fake nose and mustache. That would have been hysterical the entire time if he just had that on. Maybe nothing would scare you in the movie. Nothing would scare you. It would just be funny.
Maybe it'll be like an Easter egg that you can unlock.
Yeah. Replay the entire game in New Game Plus with this on. All the horrors see you and just laugh instead of kill you.
That's a good idea.
It's like the foam finger from Dead Space. Just pew, 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 or whatever it says. I can't remember what it says. I think it says pew.
I don't remember. I never played with the foam finger.
I never did either. I saw somebody play with it.
It had to be like Dead Space 3 or something, right?
Maybe. I don't think I can't remember, but it was a late game thing. You got a foam finger as the gun. And it was just like a machine gun. And I'm pretty sure every shot it said pew as it's firing. Just pew, 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 pew.
I could respect that, I guess.
I'll show you the clip later.
Continuing on the Lovecraft theme, we got a new trailer for Call of Cthulhu, which is based on the 80s tabletop RPG, which in turn is based on the H.P. Lovecraft short story of the same name.
Go Cthulhu, summon the old gods.
He's making weird arm gestures.
It's my summoning motion.
Okay.
If I just do this a lot. I don't know. Something will show up.
Don't do it too much, man. We don't want to deal with those
Hamburgers. No, I got nothing.
Shenmue 3 will be coming out August 27th of next year.
Shenmue 3, the game I didn't want to give any time to earlier. The only one that said, oh, what, March window? Nah, fuck you. We're going to August so that way we can delay even further.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Hey, if it comes out, maybe they'll sell 5 copies. Anyway.
I hope. I don't know. If it doesn't, I don't want to say I hope it doesn't sell because like that's really mean, I guess. But at this point, it's such a
it's such a solid
mean
joke.
Like, yeah.
My thing is for it specifically is I don't care how it does. I don't care if it does well. I don't care if it does bad. I just want the people that apparently actually want this to be pleased.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's nothing worse than getting let down on a Kickstarter.
There really isn't. I mean, you're investing
money into this project, and then power to them if they finish it, where you see other Kickstarters that just bail out.
Yeah.
But if they finish it, and then you're like, all right, we're done. Here we go. And it's the level of expectation I want them to have. That's all. I just bring the expectations to nothing and be happy and surprised. It's a life, Nate's pro life tips. Never expect anything. Doesn't matter what it is. Start at 0. Start at -10, actually. Like, just say you really expect nothing. Because then if anything, even the littlest thing happens, you can be happy because it was unexpected. But the moment that you expect anything, like on a scale of 0 to 100, if you expect a 1 and then 0 happens, now you're disappointed. But if you started at that -10 and 1 happened, you're closer to 0, -9. It's all good. It's been a good day. There's a joke, I think it's from Kyle Kinane. Just everybody's like, oh, so just take what you think is a miracle and turn that down like 10 notches. There's no more water to wine. How about just somebody that puts that pen that's on the chain at the bank back into the holder? Nobody does that. But when you see somebody do that, they're a good person. That might as well be a miracle. Just start there. Everything will be better in your life. Small things. Somebody drops $1 unknowingly. There's walking. Happened at the fair the other day. Somebody drops $1. And somebody walks up, sees who drops it, grabs it. It's $1. They're probably not missing out on $1, but walks up to them and is like, hey, I wanted to let you know you dropped this $1. Here you go. World's an okay place.
$1 hair.
You see a child die, you didn't expect it to happen. It's kind of a weird scale. That's all I'm saying. Is that a benefit or a negative? It's up to you to decide, I guess. Too dark? Moving on.
Saints Row 3 is coming to Switch sometime next year.
Perfect. Interesting. Weird. I think they made a comment about why 1 and 2 wouldn't come. There was something about that, but I'm not.
Waste of time.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves Forsaken Shores DLC is out September 19th.
Yo-ho, pirates. Get at it.
More Forsaken.
Grab that booty.
Dying Light has a bit more of its Battle Royale mode shown off.
Cool. Not the part of the game I'm curious about.
Yeah. The Quiet Man had a new trailer. Then we came across the 45-minute demo of it.
Yeah, so if you want to see any of it, it's all in Japanese.
It is Japanese.
It's there's a 40-minute gameplay of it on YouTube.
Interesting game.
It immediately kind of turned me off.
Yeah. So it's a blend of live action, CGI, and gameplay. So, and it's trying to blend it semi-seamlessly, it seems like.
Yeah. Just watching, I mean, the video is not great quality. I should preface it with that. The video is not great quality.
This game's obviously not finished either.
Right, obviously not finished, but I'm just kind of looking at it and I'm like, so far I'm not.
Yeah.
Not in. I'm going to pass. I was just said I'm going to do it about 5 times, but yeah, I'm going to pass.
Dragon Quest 11 gameplay demo.
All right, if you like Dragon Quest, go watch that.
Trials Rising had gameplay footage.
Cool.
Soul Calibur 6 had gameplay.
Of course it did.
Tropico 6 had a new trailer.
Become a dictator, rule an island. Play Tropico 6. Honestly, we've had a question before about like what's a casual game somebody should get into, yada yada. I don't know if we ever mentioned like city sims.
City sims are. I have SimCity.
I have SimCity. I have Tropico. We have Tropico 5. It's on the PlayStation from when it was free. And I have City Skylines on my PC. They're simple, but there are complex like
if you
business things. It's not like, they're not game concepts. They're life things of like how do you manage sewage from going into the damn water supply when you put the sewage thing all the way near the fucking anyway.
You can go in as deep as you want.
Yep, or you can be as basic as you want. It just means your city might not be too good, but it's still going to be alive. But the idea with Tropico is that you're a dictator. You can put hit orders on your citizens. Somebody says something wrong about you, boom, dead.
What if you just kill everyone?
Then what are you Then what are you actually a dictator of?
My own life.
Wow, that's all right. Getting deep with it.
Forza Horizon 4 showed off gameplay and detailed its Halo crossover mission. From my understanding, you basically drive warthogs with Master Chief.
I hope they put part of it in so you drive through the ending level in Halo 3.
It's like
that'd be funny.
I think you like are going through. You're like getting trained how to use a warthog or something like
probably,
that.
And then you'll never use it again in the game.
Yeah. You always get it, and you're like, "Oh, this is cool." And then you literally just like it goes in the garage. It just never comes out.
Yeah, when we had it in 3, I think we drove it around for a little bit for maybe a couple of the off-road courses, and then we were immediately like, "Stats aren't good enough on this."
Yep.
Buy another one.
They should just let you mod them. That's the thing.
Yeah. Let me put a turbocharger in my Warthog.
Exactly.
Sound like some of these guys go by on the road.
Yeah.
Except better and more teeth.
PlayerUnknown's Battleground had a behind-the-scenes documentary on how they brought it to Xbox One.
Cool. How about you finish the damn game?
Why do I feel like they're just consistently tooting their own horn?
They're constantly going on about how, well, look what we did. And you're like, you realize you're second now. You're not first.
They're like not even, it's like they're obviously second in as far as popularity goes, I would say.
Financially, I think they are too.
Oh, yeah. But there's definitely Battle Royale type games that are coming up that already look superior. That I'm like, oh,
there's a solid. Let's release a documentary. How about you reach the one that's now should be made called Fix PUBG?
Yeah,
like you guys are already. And I don't know
waste
if you saw.
of resources.
I don't know if you saw what one of their things was. Like part of the first update, they're putting a gun in. I'm like, that's not fixing PUBG. That's just putting more shit into an already too large shit pile. You idiots!
I love how like
they're so pretentious.
Something happens.
Like I'm egotistical. This is unbelievable.
I love how when something breaks in Fortnite, like they usually have it fixed by the next update,
or they just vault it. They immediately take it out and be like, "We'll test this and see what we need."
And everyone's like, "All right, cool." PUBG's like something's broken. They're like, "Just don't look at it. Just don't look at it."
Timmy, stop it. Look over here. Look at this gun.
Look at this new
you shouldn't even be
thing.
trying that gun. That gun sucks. Look at this one. It's true, though. I am egotistical, and this is still unbelievable how this is going.
We got some more details on Elder Scrolls Online Murkmire DLC.
Cool. MMOs exist.
Xbox
Jokingly, I've been playing the biggest one in the world.
Yeah. You would know. You would know that they exist.
Yeah, I would definitely know they exist. I'm a sucker for them, especially if they... Never mind. I was going to say if they're free, but that's not true.
I know, right? You're playing one of the only one that's still paid.
The other ones have the problem is because all the other ones that are free are not good.
That's debatable.
Not great, and they have a paid. The bigger problem, they have a paid version, and the paid version is actually good.
Yeah, so like,
and I can't then I can't justify paying for 2.
The Old Republic falls into that last one
where it's like,
but
you can play that entire thing free, but if you pay, it is so
the experience is
much
a million
better.
times better.
You can actually level fully doing just the main like class story missions. not have to do any of the side stuff.
I think Elder Scrolls Online is really underrated, and it's free outside of the purchase price of the game itself.
Guild Wars 2, I think, is just free now.
Yeah, I think Guild Wars 2 is dying at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like I read that.
But I was trying. I played that maybe to like level 10 or something with Kenny, and I was just like, I don't.
I really liked Elder Scrolls Online, but it's just that situation to where like you can play the game by yourself and be completely fine, but like
it's literally the MMO problem.
Yeah.
You can play it fine alone, but like I think WoW is one of the only ones where you can get away with not playing it with people because there are such good group finding mechanics in it.
That's exactly
that
like
they save you from being locked out of content.
Yeah, which
like even
most MMOs don't have that.
Right. Like when we got to the end of our, I mean, we're completely on a tangent now, but when we got to the end of our Star Wars time, the last time we did it, and we were like outside that raid, and like that was the ending of the story. Like there was a story mission to go in and do that. We're like, we can't just 2-man this.
Yeah.
And we're behind on content, so nobody's doing this. Where WoW-wise, if it's actually old, like if its expansion's old, you can probably walk in and solo it or 2-man it. Or if it's current expansion, there's still a group finder, and it might take a bit to find a group, but you can just hit join as a party and then wait.
Yeah.
And eventually a queue
keep
will just
doing content.
and keep doing stuff, and a queue will pop up and be like, oh, hey, your group's ready to go. And then go in and just do it. And it saves a lot. I mean, like, yeah, the raid finder version. So, like, the raid is coming out in September for this most recent expansion, the first raid.
Mm-hmm.
The raid finder for that won't release until like 2 or 3 weeks after that.
Which makes sense.
So your way of, like, if you were playing solo, you can still go into it without, like, with just random people and go in that are on your server. But if you want to just do the hit the button, find a group, you have to wait longer till they get the other people that want to go through it kind of and do it that way. But you still get to see the story. There's nothing that's like locked away from you because you can't, quote unquote, find people. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Bundles.
Xbox One X has some bundles announced.
Yeah, it does.
There's a Shadow of Tomb Raider bundle,
which will be coming out.
Battlefield 5.
Same.
Fallout 76.
I'm an idiot. These are all coming out later.
Yep. Forza Horizon 4. And as per usual, they're all 1 terabyte hard drives.
Which is what we should be at standard now, people. I don't understand why this is hard.
They're including trials of Game Pass and Live Gold, Xbox Live Gold, and they're all $4.99.
Which I think is the standard price of Xbox One X, isn't it? So technically free game, probably a month of Xbox Live, and probably a month of Game Pass, I would assume. Or even maybe 3 months of Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. Fair deal.
Yeah, I mean, why not just add something onto the X? Give people a reason to buy it because you start trying to fade out the Xbox One and not tell anybody you're working on an Xbox X2.
Yeah. I'm curious if they drop the price for this holiday.
If they don't drop the price, I say they do 2 game bundles.
Yeah, I mean
that would be my, if they don't drop the price to say $399 or $450.
Mm-hmm. It goes to $450 now every once in a while.
Right. So if they don't drop to $399 on those bundles, I say they just probably double down and add a second game in and keep it at $499. So you get, Fallout 76 and Shadow of the Tomb Raider or something like that. Or like when they would do it before, where they would do I think it was Walmart that did it, not us. But you could pick, like you kind of customize your bundle.
Like buy X console, pick from
pick 2 of these 4 games. Yada yada.
I just I haven't seen like a cost breakdown of like how much it costs to manufacture that one.
I haven't either.
So
I don't know if it's come out yet. But.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're making a profit on them or what.
I feel like they probably are, but also because they're not producing that many of them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they didn't go hard like they do for your regular console release.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up, Battlefield 5 will have an open beta starting September 4th for pre-orders and Origin Access premiere.
Cool.
September 6th for everyone else.
Still cool.
They showed the Devastation of Rotterdam trailer, which is actually really cool. There was a V1 rocket that came in.
Okay.
And it looked cool as fuck. There was a short glimpse of a map with a collapsing ring of fire. So I'm assuming
that's their battle royale one. That's their version of gas is
It looks like a cool
fire ring.
Yeah. It was really pretty. They had a Tides of War explainer trailer.
Tides of War. Where have I heard that before? Oh, yeah, that book over there that says Jaina. Sorry, it's a WoW thing.
So there's even more customization and personalization. It looks like there's going to be skills that you can choose that will alter your weapons' performances.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm still pumped. And because I'll be getting Origin Access Premiere for it, works for me.
It looks ridiculous, like the graphics and everything.
I will, in discussion of that we'll have in a couple topics here,
yeah,
I will need to be doing something with that before that comes out.
Yeah.
Number 2. Now we're officially done with Gamescom wrap-up.
Yep.
So here we go, number 2. Guess what? It's more Gamescom wrap-up. So, Cyberpunk 2077 had a large presence at Gamescom, but the demo was still a behind closed doors event while the fans were presented with new screenshots. The majority of the journalists who played the demo seemed to be shoveling more coal into that hype train with their praise of Cyberpunk's depth and attention to detail. Thoughts on the fervor that CD Projekt Red seems to be creating? Matthew?
I threw the discussion. I figured it'd be a good discussion because, like, I feel like it's weird to me.
Okay.
More so because the game is blatantly like not. When they first started showing it and talking about it, it wasn't finished, obviously.
Right.
Which isn't unusual.
It's still not.
Other than the fact that, like, it's garnered a lot of attention. And I just feel like it's going to bite them at some point, and I'm worried about that.
Here's my take. I don't like the question. Specifically the part where we say that CD Projekt Red seems to be creating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're creating anything. I think they're just kind of going, doing their thing, doing what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, even them showing up at E3, I don't think necessarily it was them, but was almost like one of those, an offer we can't refuse.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were paid handsomely probably for that spot with Xbox.
Yeah.
But they are not a studio to really beat their chest, but they have such a cult that beats the studio's chest for them.
Yep. I get what you're saying. The question was definitely designed as a leading question.
It is. It is definitely a leading question, which is why I can recognize a leading question and tell the person, I don't like that question. So I think it's definitely a fan problem more than a studio problem. And we'll see.
Do you expect, like, CD Projekt Red is usually really good about, I feel like, coming at things head on? Like, issues or something, like things that will pop up?
I think as we reach
think
closer to launch,
you think they'll be like, hey guys, like,
they might try to do an expectation bring down of like, I love what everybody's talking about, but let's just let's have a quick hour Twitch stream with us. We'll take questions. We'll kind of just answer some stuff, and we'll show you like a new trailer, like, new trailer teaser. We'll have a dev Q&A session. Like, oh my God, you're telling me I can do anything I want? Like, oh my God, how many times do we have to tell you guys that's not what this is? Like, that's just a question that every game that thinks it's big, the fans are like, oh, we can do anything? And you're like, holy Christ. No one has said that. No Man's Sky. So we'll see. The other thing that I thought was funny that was discussed specifically with Cyberpunk was it is now currently, it's the current build of it is playable from beginning to end.
Yeah.
That does not mean that it is done, which is what they said. They're like, it's playable from beginning to end, but there's still a whole lot of side stuff and like other things we need to flesh out. But from like, I think it was a story standpoint or whatever, you can play it beginning to end. We need to just continue to flesh out the other stuff we want, because I don't know if you know CD Projekt Red, but there's no such thing as a straight storyline. You're not playing on a linear path.
What was interesting that I've noticed about this, which brought it up and why I wanted to talk about it, was that like CD Projekt Red, obviously they haven't directed any of the marketing really or anything like that. Like they're not, they don't really have a marketing campaign. They don't really have like, they're just showing the game to people as early builds. But what I find interesting is that most of the journalists are like choosing. It's like a statement of the times, kind of like they're very aware of like details in the story and make a point to talk about them. Like everyone seemed to mention like the same sticking points, like depth, attention to detail, in regards to like.
But that can also be a victim of a closed doors demo, because you could be told, because you're a closed doors demo, depending on how they did it, right? So
it's presented like this is a slice.
You're either in there. You're in there with probably one of the dev team, but you're either alone, maybe with a small group of people, or it's like a room thing where it's like, we'll wedge 10 people into this booth at the room. We'll go through it. Then we'll bring 10 other media people in. We'll go through the same thing again. And they're just kind of going through like hey, look at this. And they're saying, the people presenting are just saying the same things over and over. Or like, hey, look at this moment. Because they're probably playing the same demo the entire time. So you get everybody to pretty much say the same thing. If you can control, if you're good enough at what you're doing, you can control the narrative after you show somebody something about what you want them to say.
Yeah. What I was going towards, though, before you cut me off, was that...
holy shit. Yell at me sooner.
They specifically were mentioning, like, societal details in the demos, like LGBTQ
that's also...
relationships, like the whole transgender character things. Like, it was bizarre, the things that they were like... It just seemed out of place in some of the... Like, I don't know, like, if they're... Do you think they're going for, like, a...
No.
Do you know how, like, GTA 5 is, like, a parody, or not a parody, but a satire of...
America.
Of America?
Yeah.
Do you think they're... Like, you think it's purposeful, or them just trying to make a good game, or...
I think it's them trying... I think it's them trying to make a good game.
And journalists,
and
like...
knowing that they will be asked that stuff. Mm-hmm. So, having those things that are just like, okay, this person is this person's this, but not... I don't take it to CD Projekt Red to be shoehorning things in like that. What I do take it on is the journalists who I don't want to start just like insulting journalists.
It's not,
and it's not so much an insult either. The games media leans, I don't want to do this, leans left.
Yeah.
And all that stuff means a ton, like, it means a lot, technically. Like, the technical global spec, no matter where you stand, it means a lot to just have inclusion and yada yada. But because games media leans left, you could almost murder a baby in that game, but if there was an LGBTQ character, that would get more notoriety that there happened to be an NPC that was that than you just pull the trigger and kill the baby.
Yeah. Which kind of was the feeling.
Which is where we are with reporting in the media industry. And there's so many other things I want to go on, just turn into tangents right now, and I don't want to do it. So
the frustrating part for me, I feel like, is that we don't get... And this is specific to Cyberpunk, I want to say. It's specific to Cyberpunk because we keep hearing about how great the behind closed door demos are.
Right.
But then the details that we get are like...
You're becoming like me, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right? With the motions.
Hand talking. It's like I'm Italian.
The details we get are like not things that I want to hear.
Yeah, they're not things I care about.
Which I'm wondering if it's like...
I want to know frame
a directed rates, thing.
Resolutions.
Like
what systems are we running these things on?
Yeah.
Are you seeing the demo on a PC and Xbox? What's in the PC? Am I going to be able to run this like this?
I'm wondering if like
how big is the world? Show me a map.
To like talk about those things, or
there are very much things that they are probably not allowed to talk about because I'm sure they signed versions of NDAs. They're like, no, you can't discuss this. You can't discuss this. Yeah.
Other thing, did you know that I didn't realize Cyberpunk was based on
a book?
A book.
Yes.
Did I know that?
I did know that.
Cyberpunk 2020, I think is what it's called.
Yeah. I wanted to joke and say it was 2022, but I think it's 2020 because that was when the prediction was that they would release the same year as the book title.
Also, as I wrote this thing, went to the bathroom, was scrolling through Reddit, and what popped up was the Funhouse. You probably saw it. Someone did fan art.
Oh, of Lawrence.
Cyberwatch.
Yeah.
I was like, nice.
All right, number 3. Variety. I'm going to take 3 and 4 from you.
That's fine.
Variety is reporting that Disney is handing over operation of its mobile game Star Wars Commander to Zynga, and also giving them the rights to publish up to 2 games in the free-to-play format. What's up with Variety lately? I can't do a Jerry Seinfeld. Variety lately in their games coverage seems to be getting a lot of scoops.
Yeah,
I think it's also a victim of Disney.
Could be. This is not the first one. There's been a few that's been like, I'll like read something and then I'll like start trying to get sources, figure out like who said it first type situation.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing when I see Forbes talking about Fortnite and I'm like, why is Forbes Tech Division reporting on video games?
I know. It's getting some weird crossovers here.
Oh, that's right. Money, money, money. Number 4, speaking of mobile, the mobile game Reigns is getting a Game of Thrones spin-off simply called Reigns Game of Thrones. This, really? This Tinder-style game presents you with a situation that you swipe left or right depending on the outcome you desire. It'll be made Nereal, what? Like the original game, be made by Nereal?
That might be it. I don't know.
Okay, by Nereal, like the original game, and published by, go figure, Devolver Digital.
Oh, yeah. It actually looks cool. I don't know. I kind of was like, oh, that's cool. Cool game. Cool looking game.
And number 5, before we get into the actual number 5, we're going to move that to 6. Number 5. Number 5, number 6, and then we'll move that one to number 7. I know. I'm just adding things now. Number 5 is going to be the discussion of Twitch Prime is changing.
Okay.
So just take a look at it. It is no longer ad-free everywhere. It is ad-free only to the people that you get free subs with, or that you give a sub to. And they're taking away at a certain date, they're taking away the 20% on pre-orders and instead changing that, I believe, to $10 in Amazon credit or something like that.
Can you can't
take a look.
Can you have Twitch Prime without having Amazon Prime?
Yeah, I believe so. But it doesn't. I believe it doesn't make sense to. I think there's some like money breakdown where like it does not make sense to not have one without the other.
Yeah. The other. Speaking of which, I'm gonna throw one in there. I don't know if this is gonna be the next one, but Netflix is adding in.
Go ahead.
So Netflix is adding in ads for their original shows. On their original shows, I think.
Yeah, they're doubling down. They're showing their own content on their own content.
Yeah.
Number 6 was that Tiny Build was promoting a new game. Now, have I played Graveyard Keeper? No. Do I need to? You bet your ass I do, because it looks really funny. A couple things I've seen. I'm gonna when I get into that, I'm gonna be talking highly about it. It also came out for Xbox. That was my mistake. It came out for Xbox and PC.
What if you hate it?
What if I hate it? What if I don't?
What if you don't?
What if I start with 0 expectations, Matt?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, in terms of my joke about 0 expectations, I expect myself to like this. There is a slight worry that I will not get bored, but kind of what happened with Stardew with me, whereas like I played for a bit and I was just kind of like, And I don't want that to happen. I want this to have like the quick jokes in it and everything kind of keeping me going, because it seems like it should be funny, but I don't know. We'll see. They're promoting a new game. I can't remember who it's being made by, but I think it's in conjunction with Cyanide and Happiness, called Rapture Rejects. I believe it is a twin stick style shooter, like top down twin stick, multiple people, and it's just ridiculous. Looks funny. Looks like it'll be kind of something to jam out to. But that's all I got there. So number 7 is Fun Time. when Matt turns his thing back on because I'm letting him run this one.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So the beginning of Gamescom, Nvidia finally graced us with their new video cards.
Cool. Shiny.
Exactly. Ooh. Shiny.
Ah.
So they announced 3 cards. And
after they announced a $60,000 PC.
Yep. They announced some Quadro cards and stuff like that and other stuff that was obscenely expensive. But
DGX, if you're curious about what you want to spend money on, Nvidia, I think it's DGX. It's going to cost you like 64 grand. Take a look at this. And then if you want to ship me one, just let me know.
But does it run
Don't care.
Crysis? I don't know.
It can run a command console. I have a $64,000 piece of hardware. I don't give a shit what it runs at that point. I'll make it run something.
Does it run Skynet?
I'll make Skynet.
Is the DGX the AI one?
Yeah, it's the one that's meant to be like it's the supercomputer for your office or whatever they were bending it as. That's the board that he was holding. I don't know if you were watching it. And he's like, yeah, and if you wanted to, you can order this. It's $64,000. And it's like their first announcement during the conference. And I'm just like, haha, you bastard, get to what I want.
Which they saved for last, obviously. Yep.
So anyway, yes, they announced 3 cards.
They're dropping the GTX moniker going to RTX. And it's the RTX 2080 Ti, the 2080, and the 2070. They'll all have Turing GPUs and GDDR6.
Boom. I am curious what they're going to do after they hit X. Y. Well, Y and Z. So I guess I'm curious what they're going to do when they hit Z.
I don't know.
Because they go alphabetical in their naming of their GPUs.
They'll do what Apple did and just say new.
Or they'll just start back. They'll start back over. They'll do all the words that have like AA in them. They'll be the Aaron GPU. And then a silent B for something else.
All right, so you want to hear the painful part?
I do want to hear the painful part, but I don't.
Okay.
But I need to.
So there's Founders Edition cards and then the Partner cards. The Founder Edition cards are as follows, in order.
I believe the Founders Edition ones, if you can find them, are the ones you can pre-order right now.
Yes. They have the blower style to where the coolers blow the hot air out the back.
Yes.
There's blower fans on them.
Yep.
Generally, I think that's the
big old
trend.
Puffers.
So the 2080 Ti is going to be $1,199. The 2080 $799. The 2070 $599.
My wallet.
Partner cards will be $999, $699, and $499.
Slightly better.
The 2080 Ti and the 2080 will begin shipping September 20th. They did not mention anything about the actual release of the 2070.
Probably November.
So the big thing is they focused a lot on ray tracing, which is basically organic, like how light. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if you have a good way of describing ray tracing, but it's like the flow of light.
Yeah, it's the flow of light from a point to a point.
Yeah.
So their idea was rather than if you had to shoot a beam and you knew where it needed to be, there would be potentially it's something like there's like, this is a horrible explanation, but I'm trying to remember what the guy said. You shot a beam from you to a ball, and like the ball has 1,000 points on it. That one, the ray tracing like sorts them into containers and then sorts them again to just start trying to figure out which one it needs to go to extremely fast, and then goes to that point. And that is the way they can do it rather than having, and then gets rid of the other one. So like rather than having 10,000 light sources to try to light a scene, they were able to get it to fractions of that, with being able to actually bounce light off of other parts and illuminate rooms with actual things that like metallic reflections that actually should replace light, where before you were having to essentially add like another light source in to bounce it somewhere else, and you were having to like cheat essentially, where this one is supposed to be more as if you actually turned a light on in the room and walked into it to see correct shadows and correct lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah. So everyone.
That's a really shitty explanation. If you want to go watch somebody who's an Asian and probably understands it way more, just go watch the Nvidia conference.
Yeah, it's one of those things I feel like it doesn't really hit the mark with gamers. Like I get the importance of it, of ray tracing and like the look of light and like how light flows, making it look more realistic and all that.
And processing speed and what it can do.
But it doesn't, when you look at it side by side, like I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's like that's a lot of investing for that small.
It's a lot of money for what to your eye will look as an incremental jump.
Yeah.
If you're making it from like a 1080 to that, it'd probably look more for me if I would do it from a 970 to that. Mm-hmm. But you're still more on the rendering end than you are on like the gaming end with these cards. It's kind of 50-50.
All right, so the thing,
especially for that price.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the price. So
the price is still too high to justify the move.
So what everyone really cares about is probably the benchmarks.
Benchmarks, the only thing that actually matter.
Yeah,
I think they're still technically not out yet.
Yeah, we don't have any real benchmarks. We just have what Nvidia supplied us, which is, huge grain of salt. But I'm not going to read through them all, but basically I'll sum them up. 4K HDR, what they gave us for numbers.
Now, do we know if this was on a GTX monitor? On a G-Sync monitor?
This is the grain of salt part. Literally what's right there is
all
what they gave us. They didn't tell us anything else about the CPU. Yeah. So it could be like,
we're running this with an i7 2096. Like,
yeah.
What?
It could be like, something stupid. But from the numbers that they gave, so like there's games like Hitman, Call of Duty World War II, Mass Effect, Andromeda, which that's a weird one to throw in there. Battlefront 2, Formula 1 2017, Destiny 2, Battlefield 1, Far Cry 5.
Formula 1 showing up again.
I know, right?
Those high fidelity resolutions in driving.
The average FPS that they told us range from about 60 frames per second up to like 80 or 90 frames per second. Most of them being in the mid to high 60s. So basically what they're saying is that it can a 2080, non-TI, a 2080 can run a 4K HD monitor
at 60 frames.
At 60 frames per second, which is what seems to be the crown right now that people want.
Right. Because you want 4K at 60 versus 4K at 30. That
being said, the big difference between the 1080s and TIs and all that and the new 20 series seems to be obviously the GPU, it's new GPU.
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to compare it.
The DDR is from a 5 to a 6, I believe.
Yeah, which that's the thing that we can make the biggest comparison to. So like the memory bandwidth is substantially higher.
Right next to it.
The memory bandwidth is substantially higher with GDR6, and
but I believe the clocks are almost the same.
The clocks are almost identical. They have tensor cores now, so I'm assuming that's all ray tracing nonsense. But people are estimating about a 20% performance increase. That's the estimate at the moment.
Right. So now, that's it for news. We'll get into the deals, because my deals are my favorite part. And we do have a question this week, even though it's not in there. Deals, I want you to go ahead and go to that site, Matt. The top one, as always. I'm going to read through I'm going to put Max down first, because he's putting blood marks in my arm here.
He's like, feed me, asshole.
He's going to get fed right after we're done here. And then we're making stuffed peppers. Woo! Woo! Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo!
All right, what are we doing here?
I want you to look at the one bundle that's an RPG book bundle that I'll talk about in a second.
Oh, look at that.
But I'm going to go ahead and brush up because it's the end of the month. So, end of the month, this is your last chance probably to be getting the Twitch Prime bundles if you have Twitch Prime, which is the Wizardry bundle, Jotun, Anti-Hero, SteamWorld Dig, and Death Squared. If you have Xbox Gold, this is your last chance to have Forza Horizon 2 Standard 10th Anniversary Edition, For Honor Standard Edition, and Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2. And PlayStation Plus is your last chance for Mafia 3, Dead by Daylight, Bound by Flame, Serious Sam 3, BFE, Draw Slasher, and Space Hulk. Now, for Humble Bundle, the tried and true, the one and only. Jackbox has like 2 days on it, the bundle we talked about last week. So I'll mention it, but you only got about 2 days from when you hear this, so you'll probably miss it. The monthly ones that will be coming out, I think, next week are going to be Sniper Elite 4, Tales of Berseria, and Staxel, or you can choose Rise of the Tomb Raider instead of those three, and then there will be more that unlock when that bundle officially releases. Now, are you looking at the bundle, Matthew?
Yep.
There is a Humble Bundle, Lord of the Rings RPG. It is a book bundle, and Matt will tell you more.
Okie dokie. So, pay one doll hair or more.
One whole doll hair. Rip them off your heads.
And you will get the One Ring role-playing game, the One Ring Journeys and Maps, the One Ring, I love saying that, game maps. So basically you'll get everything you need to start the One Ring role-playing game, which is obviously Lord of the Rings themed. And you'll get a 30% off coupon for Cubicle 7 store, which I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure it's probably a pretty dope store if you're into tabletop.
Probably. I just thought it was cool. Lord of the Ring bundle, and you're a Lord of the Ring person.
Yeah, and it goes on. So you got $8 or more, and you basically get a ton of expansions. You get the Heart of the Wild, Lake Town, Bree, Tales from Wilderland, Adventurer's Companion, the Bree map. $15 or more, and you get Oaths of the Rittermark. That's fucking dope. Oaths of the I want this for the maps, dude. I'll just take the maps. Ruins of the North, including the map. Erebor, the Lonely Mountain, including the map. The Horse Lords of Rohan, including the map. Rivendell and map. And then the Darkening of Mirkwood. That's pretty cool. I might have to actually get that one just to have it around in case, I get friends that want to play.
Hey, jokes. Then there is the Spooky Horror Bundle. Spooky Horror is a game bundle. It's a lot of horror games. I think the top two in the very top tier are Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th.
They threw BioShock in there in one of those tiers.
Okay.
Which I find interesting.
I mean, technically, I guess it's kind of horror-y. The first ones. Infinite, not so much, but Infinite's too bright. And then there is an Essential Knowledge bundle from MIT Press.
I'm interested in that one.
It's a books bundle. And it's just essential knowledge about all those topics.
Do you want me to run through them?
Go through some fun ones here. Don't bore me with the ones that you know they're going to be boring.
Self-tracking.
Okay.
Sustainability.
Interesting.
Intellectual property strategy. Auctions. Paradox, the future. Metadata. Robots. I'm just speeding through them now. The technological singularity. Computing, open access, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, machine translation.
And those are all individual books by MIT Press, just about
memes.
Crowdsourcing.
That's interesting. Wonder how good they are.
That son of a bitch is just tempting, and every time he touches it, I tell you.
He is. He's going to do it one of these days.
He is. He's just going to be like, watch this, power cord. All right. Now here is our question. Those are all the deals. Check them out. Humble Bundle's always in the description. You can find it all there. It takes you right to the homepage, and click around. This question, I hate this name, comes from Ryan Evan Van, as he's known by to cool people, McCann. So Ryan Evan Van McCann.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Okay.
I mean, take a look if you want. The question seems to be more of an English accent. Ryan. I mean, go with Ryan Evan McCann if that says anything. McCann spelled with 2 C's. McCann. We'll wait while we decipher who you actually are. He is a
musical artist, Van McCann.
Oh, that explains the question then. Listen, I know who you are asking these questions. I appreciate the fun names as always, but you can't fool me. I got Google.
I think they do too. Or they just are a wealth of knowledge from years of experience.
That could be an insult. Calling them old. All right, here's your question. I'm not doing this in an accent as much as I want to. Gaming blokes. Music is very important. They can't even speak. Here's the problem. They can't speak English. Gaming blokes, not English. Music is very important component in games.
Yes.
Missed a letter, but we'll go with it. From the original 8-bit tunes to the modern orchestrated symphonies. Oh, we have symphonies in video games. Question is, what games have a great soundtrack according... Hold on. Looking at it on the phone. It's annoying. I believe it's according to you. According to you two blokes. Sorry. Needed the nickname for us. Great soundtracks. Can I cop out and say the Star Wars MMO?
I guess. I mean,
it's up there. WoW soundtrack, technically. I enjoy all the music. Now, here's the thing. With those soundtracks, and we joke about the orchestra stuff, the Star Wars one is completely orchestral. Same with the WoW one. But I'm not putting them on my phone. I'm not jamming to them in the car. If you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
They have great soundtracks because I enjoy the background music while I'm in the game, but I'm not, jamming out to it on my phone.
Some people do, which I find interesting.
Some stuff I can get behind, like some of the earlier 8-bitty tunes. Like, obviously, you play the Mario theme song, people are going to jam.
I'm gonna have to check my phone. I used to have a bunch of video game music on my phone, but I can't. I think I took it off simply because the issue that's the issue with video game music is generally it tends to be orchestra,
unless it's like a sport action game that actually has like songs in it.
Doesn't normally fit with the music I'm listening to on the regular. Like, Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of symphony. Yeah, I love Beethoven. Listen to him.
I got jazz. I got Kind of Blue, Miles Davis, John Coltrane.
But usually,
a little bit of Mac the Knife from the one and only Blower himself. But yeah.
If I'm listening to that type of music, I'm specifically seeking something out and listening to that.
Yeah.
Whereas generally I'm listening on random on my device and it doesn't fit with the rest of my music. That being said, I'm a big fan of Journey and its soundtracks. I think it plays a big role in the game. I'm a huge fan of the fact that Far Cry 3 threw some Die Antwoord in it. And that whole scene where you walk into his like club thing and that is fucking playing and you're murdering,
flamethrowing everything.
Yep.
I'm
trying to think of.
And then whatever else he played after that, he played something else too. I can't remember what it was, but that was fun.
What else?
I have another cop out answer because this person I guarantee was probably in my Discord server and saw a video I linked. There's certain sports, I don't even know songs that I can think of immediately. I believe I had Triple Play Baseball 2003 for the PC, which was an EA title, and I believe one of these songs was Magic Carpet Ride by Steppenwolf.
Yeah,
jammed to that. It was a fun time. I think NBA Live 2005 might have had Remember the Name on it. Fort Minor, that's up there. Some song by DMX, I think, was on Madden 2004. That's up there. Madden 08, or maybe it was 10. They had a Tiny Tempest song, who's the British rapper. And then I think they had Korn's dubstep song. I can't remember what the title of that one is. That's on there. That was up there.
The one with Skrillex or whatever?
Yeah. Cannibal? No. Yeah, that one was on there.
You know, I really enjoy the Halo music.
The Halo music, same falls into the same.
What's the dude's name that Bungie had issues with? Who was the guy who came up with most of the Halo music? And
I don't remember his name. I just specifically remember Breaking Benjamin's blowing me away at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. That was Halo 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pretty much the song of the franchise.
Yeah.
Other than the opening theme. Yep.
Oh my God, there's so. I'm trying to think of some good ones.
MVP Baseball 2004 and 2005. Manny Ramirez and Albert Pujols on the cover. Reverse those numbers though, not respectively. Walkie Talkie Man by Stereogram. Funny Little Feeling by somebody else. I can't remember. Free Ride was on one of them, I think. Honest Mistake by The Bravery was on there. Shipping Up to Boston was on I think the 2005 one because it was. Oh no, it wasn't Shipping Up to Boston. It was Tessie by the Dropkick Murphys because it was the year after the Red Sox won and broke their 86-year inability to win championships. Suck it, Boston. But the one that's in the Discord server is the game ATV Quad Power Racing 2 that Todd and I both had on the GameCube. And he was listening to it the other day, and then I went and grabbed the video of... He was listening to one of the songs, and then he's like, man, I think I remember this from this game. So then I went and grabbed the game's soundtrack on YouTube that somebody had put up. It's like 20-something minute video. And dropped it in there, and then we both started listening to it. And now every now and then we just go back and just jam out to it. It's like, yeah, I remember this game. This game was a lot of fun. So that was up there. Mm-hmm. But then there's people that love like Sonic and Mega Man. I don't have any.
No, like I
to those ones I have nothing.
Yeah, I'm not like of the 8-bit era, so
the only one is Mario for me. That's
yeah.
I can just, Anyway. You know where to find us. You know where to leave questions. Keep doing it. Keep listening. Keep interacting. Spay to New Year pets. Bye-bye.